What if one day you woke up and your own mother felt like a stranger? Not because she changed, but because your brain told you she's not real. This isn't horror fiction. This is psychology. Real disorders, real people, real cases where the human mind becomes the scariest place on earth. And by the end of this video, you might start questioning something very simple. Can you really trust your own reality? Capgras Syndrome. Let's start with one of the most disturbing conditions ever recorded, Capgras Syndrome. People suffering from this are convinced that someone close to them, parents, partners, even their own children, have been replaced by identical imposters. And this isn't just imagination. There are documented cases where patients have called the police on their own families, believing they were intruders wearing familiar faces. In one real-life case, a woman insisted her husband had been replaced by multiple identical copies and claimed each one had slight behavioral differences. Now here's the unsettling part. In rare instances, these patients actually notice real changes, like shifts in behavior or emotion, and their brain builds a terrifying explanation around it. A glitch in emotional recognition turns love into suspicion. Next is erotomania. This disorder makes someone believe that another person, often a stranger or celebrity, is secretly in love with them. Sounds harmless? It's not. There have been real cases where individuals stalked public figures for years, convinced that hidden messages were being sent through TV interviews or social media posts. In some situations, the obsession becomes so intense that the boundary between reality and belief starts affecting both sides. Imagine being watched by someone who genuinely believes you love them. And it only gets more unsettling from here. Because what we're about to talk about next completely distorts time, identity, and even existence itself. So make sure you watch till the end, because these are real conditions, real cases, and facts that most people have never even heard of. And if you're into content that explores the darkest corners of the human mind, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, because this is where reality starts to break. Anterograde Amnesia. Now imagine waking up every day as a new version of yourself. That's anterograde amnesia. People with this condition cannot form new memories after a certain point. A famous real-life example is Henry Mollison, who lived for decades unable to remember anything new for more than a few minutes. Now imagine the paranoia this can create. If you forget every conversation, every explanation, every reassurance, how long before you start believing something is wrong with everyone else? Cotard's delusion. Then comes one of the darkest conditions ever documented, Cotard's delusion. People with this disorder believe they are dead, not metaphorically, literally dead. There are real cases where patients stopped eating because they believed their bodies no longer needed food, or claimed their organs didn't exist. In one reported case, a woman insisted she had died and was now living in hell. Imagine walking through the world, convinced you don't exist. These aren't just disorders. They are reminders that reality isn't as stable as we think. Your memories can lie, your senses can fail, and your mind can turn the people you love into strangers. If this made you question even a small part of your perception, share this with someone who needs to see it. And subscribe for more, because the human mind holds far darker truths than any horror story ever written.